about to throw his hands around.
Something about one. Yo, long time, man. Long time, Chief. Long
Yeah, man.
time.
Yeah, man. You've been on the road, brother.
It's been a lot, man. It's been a lot. It's time for therapy again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, it's
You got
time
an
for
echo.
therapy again. I got an echo. Let me
Yeah,
fix
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let me
I know. You know.
let me let me fix up the echo. Let me
Fix up
fix
the
up
thing
the
now, man. Fix
echo.
up, fix up, fix up, fix up.
It fix up now, eh?
Yeah, fix up, fix up. Yeah,
All right, good,
I
good.
wanna. This is apropos today, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, this is apropos today. Apropos today. Ooh, ooh.
Tour with my man, with each and every way with the mic in my hand.
Ooh, yeah. So it's a reason why you know what I'm saying that one is very apropos. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to our friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
man.
this
And
weekend, this weekend was a bittersweet weekend,
Mm.
um, because Tribe got these are brothers from way back when.
yeah,
They got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And I am well. Let me properly, what I'm saying, give them they do. You know what I'm saying?
For
They got
sure.
inducted. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make
Say that,
sure.
my dude.
You know
Say
what I'm
that.
saying?
Say that. Say that.
Yeah.
Say that.
So here's the thing, man. Um, yeah, I think all of us are cut from a serious cloth, and I don't think sometimes we understand the depth of the cloth that we're all cut from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got one of our boys who, you know what I'm saying, this is the community we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And who would have ever knew that they would make it to the place of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Like they
Facts.
joined the ranks of people like Tina Turner, Aerosmith, Journey. Like when you're talking about music and Hall and Oates, right? They've transcended past all
Th-
of that,
Yo,
bro.
this is not. I want you to understand. This is not the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
No, this is not.
This
This
is
is not
not.
that.
This is not the Contemporary Hall of Fame.
No,
This is
no,
Rock and
no.
Roll
Rock and
Hall
roll,
of
bro.
Fame.
Rock and roll. Now,
Okay.
you when you say that, you would tend to think of of groups like Run DMC who have lifetime achievement. You know what I'm saying? Like Houdini. Like you would think along those lines. Nobody from like really our age group per se, because even though we was big Run DMC fans, they was a couple of years older than us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, right,
Um,
right.
but for us to grow up together, go to church together, go to schools together, you know what I'm saying? Spend our Saturday nights church hopping or Sabbath church
Come on.
hopping.
Yo,
You
Come
know what
on,
I'm
man.
saying?
this
Come
dude is
on.
Uh,
talking. It's
Many a
talking.
youth federation, many of Oakwood trips. You know what I'm saying, for alumni weekend.
Oh,
All of
I
those
remember
things.
those. I remember those.
To turn around and be a part of. And then it was bittersweet because I'm glad that they got the notoriety finally for, you know what I'm saying? But then
This
it was
was
bittersweet because he wasn't here
he wasn't here
to
to take
see
that.
it.
Wasn't here to see it.
And that's the
Wasn't here
part
to
I
see
think
it.
I think that's the part that
But
really.
you got to understand, my man also said, I'm never going to let a statue tell me how
Yep.
nice I am.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, so
That's it.
he had to know it.
Yep. He knew,
Yeah.
and he knew it.
Yeah,
Matter
absolutely.
of fact, Tribe was Tribe because of him.
Why don't we just admit that, man? I mean, how could you get around it?
Yep.
How
Yep.
could you get
That's
around it?
Tip will tell you. I'm sorry, Kamal will tell you.
Come on.
Kamal will
right.
tell you. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Kamal will
Right.
tell you.
Did you hear the
John
speech? I
Davis,
didn't hear the
aka
speech.
Kamal Fareed, he will tell you
Do
that
y'all eat
they
on your show?
became. Yeah,
Y'all eat on your show?
yeah, no doubt.
What you talking about? We talking about got crackers. What you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Let me.
What you
I'm on
talking
my
about,
water.
man?
I'm on my water. So, P man,
That's
it's
it.
good to see you. We don't normally get to. Yeah, we don't normally get to. You know what I'm saying?
My dude, man, it's getting back online, doing my thing is like coming back from the dead, yo.
Yo, here's this too, and I want to congratulate you. I saw you and Nat in a picture for the new anniversary. You know,
Yeah, that was nice. It was nice,
Yeah,
right? It was nice.
I had
it
to
did my
ask.
heart good, man.
I had to
It
ask
did-
her permission, man, because
Yeah, I know.
y'all dudes,
I know they
you
being
know.
incognito. She being incognito.
she don't she don't like social media, man. She's nowhere near it like that. So I said, listen, can I put this picture up? She was like, yeah, go ahead.
Yo, it was a beautiful picture though, man.
It did my heart good, man.
We doing 29 years, man, even though this dude don't deserve it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo,
I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Your marriage is a grown adult. I just don't want to breeze past 29 years. There's a lot of I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Almost.
I'm
There's
with
a
you.
lot of Negroes out here who not making
what?
9. They're not making 9, much less to meet 29. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's a big accomplishment. So,
29, man. For 30, man, we gonna go do the east coast of Africa, man. Just right down the east coast.
Ooh.
You
For
gonna do
30, huh? You said 30. Oh, David Hunt said, I love you. Listen, you ever hear this guy's piano back?
Yeah.
This dude right here?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He's amazing, man.
But 29, what y'all talking about tonight? Because I'm 29 is 29.
Yo, well, this it's perfect what we're talking about. You know, sometimes, you know, I let my man know that I'm going through issues. I'm trying to do what I need to do, be what I need to be.
It's my dude, CD.
Yeah, man. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
word.
that will be wonderful. Great guy, man. Great guy. We talking about father figures, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
You know, I think it's really important sometimes when we kind of try to figure out.
You just put something up and you just gone. Your voice was gone. You should have practiced
voice.
before time, dog.
Listen, I don't listen.
You just gone.
You listen. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my practicing. I'm just fine. See,
my man just cut himself off, like, you know.
let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So that's UP. That's it right there. It's wise, dependable hero.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's
Yes,
these are the attributes, bro. The attributes. You know that we're wise. We got to be wise, right? We got to be dependable. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yep.
Right. Yo, hero.
Yep.
Right.
I think that's the one that I don't have no problem with the proud, good or bad.
Okay. All right.
The hero part, I think, is
inspiring.
Yeah.
Fun. Right. Caring.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Right.
Yeah.
You know, when we grow up in a certain society, we're not supposed to be like we're caring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brave.
Yeah.
All right. Giving.
Yeah.
And the last joint right there is patient, man. I mean, that's serious right there. And you know, you like Pat, we're just, you know, I was explaining, not really explaining, but was really telling Quest that, you know, we're going through a period right now where we're seeing our father in the most vulnerable state.
Yeah.
Like straight vulnerable state, man. But we're grateful. Hey Pat, if you could look at any of those attributes, right? Let me jump it up again. Which one would you say is the biggest one for dad? What would you say? You look at that.
That inspiring.
Facts. Oh, Pat, that's a good one.
Inspiring. You know what's crazy about my pops, Quest? I've never heard him say anything negative about anybody in my whole life.
Nobody.
Nobody. I've never heard him speak evil about anyone in my whole life.
I just remember the dude always saying stuff that was funny. Like he would open his mouth, and I already knew, just hold your gut because it's about to be a problem. He's about to make you hurt something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, Pat, that's a fact, right? You know,
yeah.
it was a fact that listen. You know, my father was a lot of stuff, right? In his
He had
younger
charisma.
days.
Yeah,
Oh,
Riz. Man,
yo,
he was the original
but,
Rizzler.
but Pat hit it on the head. I have never in my life, and even when people have done him wrong, right? Even though people have done my father wrong or our family wrong or whatever, my man got no malice in his heart.
Yeah, none. I've never
If,
seen my
if
I've never heard my dad.
never. So
But
like if you did something like, oh, screw that dude right there or so and so whatever, you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I never heard him like clap back.
But those are the true markings of a, you know what I'm saying, of a Christian. Let's keep it 100. You know
It's
what I'm
true,
saying?
true. Hey Pat, look at this one. Look at this one.
Yeah.
D. Brooks says, my father was my hero, and not at all because he was a known pastor. Can you imagine living with that dude, P?
But you see, everybody sees something, you know, what everybody sees is not what you get, you know, that's his father. That's not his pastor.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I think, I think that that's one of the hardest things for us to be able to see. My daughter, my children never had a pastor because I'm not their pastor, as they were growing up. So they looked up to others who I trusted to be their father, and pastor.
So this is perfect because I'm in this season right now where of course I'm an elder at the church or whatever the case may be. I don't move like your typical elder first and foremost.
As an elder.
who would have ever imagined?
Ooh.
Right?
Johnny
And now
Quest elder.
you feel me? And it's been for a couple of years now.
Sure.
But in the beginning, I was like, listen, I don't do the shucking job. So just be careful what you're asking me to do before you ask me to do it.
That's right.
Like, I don't do that. I don't do that, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I'm in a season now where I just became a grandfather last Saturday.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was that soon.
Soon, yeah. She was due for October the 14th and it came on the 12th.
Wow.
Right. So I'm moving into this position now where I'm having it's a lot going on in the season to the point where I got to go back to my therapist now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
Because
I like what you just said. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my season, right? Because me and Pat talk about certain things also. Really, just me and him talk about certain things. There's certain things going on in my life also. I like how you said that. How do you say that again?
It's too much going on in this season for me. I'm just rephrasing what I said.
Yeah.
It's too much going on in this season for me not to. Because here's the thing, like I know that the therapist thing is not like readily accepted or fully accepted. It's still not.
It needs to be. It needs to be.
For those who are quote unquote woke, we know the importance of first of all, if you're a black man and you live in America, you need a therapist. Period.
You better have two.
You know what I'm saying? And
when you can talk to and when you can lie to.
You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to me that when your check engine light goes on, you know to go to the mechanic. If the pressure in your pipes ain't right and the toilet ain't flushing, you know to call the plumber. Or you know what I'm saying? Like if you bust a hole in the concrete, you know how to call the Jamaican carpenter up the way. You know what I'm saying?
Come lay the concrete. Come lay concrete.
Bust a hole in the sheetrock. I mean, can't get it fixed again. Well, go on. Right? So you know how to get that done. Why is it, however, that when we are dealing with cognitive issues or like 2 and 2 is not adding up, the math ain't mathing, cognitively, you're not gonna go get a therapist. That baffles me.
Come on, man. You know how that the problem that we have is that we stereotype that thing that if that it can't be managed.
Yeah.
So for example, those of us who have high blood pressure, I remember the first time my psychiatrist tried to put me on meds, man, I was embarrassed. I wouldn't want to say anything to anybody that it was like that. So, yo, we're just trying to even you out right now till you get it straight, right? So I didn't want to take it at all, right? But then my nurse practitioner, same field, was like, oh, okay, I got it. So you got people who take blood pressure medication. Mm-hmm. They don't have a problem with saying, yo, hold on a second, let me take my medication.
You see me?
You got cats who have diabetes. They don't got no problem saying, yo, let me take my diabetes medication, or let me some of them walk around with the stick on, that stick to let them know where they're joining. They wear it out in the open, right? So we have learned to normalize that. Yo, we normalize Viagra, dog.
Yo, Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Yeah. Yo, what's my man's name? Or what's my man's the football player, the old football player?
Yeah, yo, he has his red chew or something like that, but he got the blue chew and the whatever. Yo,
Blue Chew make you a top shotter.
And look how we talking about it right now, Quest. Like it don't mean nothing.
It's normalized. It's normalized.
Yeah, but once normalized. I say to you, it's like, yo, I'm working, right now. Y'all chill, man. I can't be there tonight because I missed my dose. Cats be like, what? You did what? Yo, so the truth is that we have not really normalized this. You got presidents who are on meds. You got big movie stars on meds. You got millionaires who are running big companies on meds that keep their anxiety low or whatever, even if it's low dosage type joints. Yet, people want to look at the average man, especially the average black man. And then what we say about him, we say, oh, if he's on meds, then he's crazy for life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can have blood pressure for life. You can have diabetes for life and be all right. But if you're managing a mental situation, everybody think that, we just got to put this person to the side.
Yeah.
We
hey, pause. Who's that? Anthony Montague.
Oh, my.
Come on.
Yo, this cat was the king of breaking ankles.
Yo, you ain't telling me. I caught it once or twice in that GNY AJ.
My ankle is still in the gym. Yo, my ankle's still in the gym.
Hold on.
I caught it once or twice.
I was in Seattle, Washington this weekend. And if you're on, got hit up with, y'all remember David Withers?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Of course.
I was with David Withers' sister, Mimi. All
right.
Mimi. So she got him on FaceTime. We in the church. She hands it to me. She's like, Pat, man, yo, I just can't believe I still can't believe the day you hit 48 points in the game.
Yeah.
I said, yo, I told my children that they don't believe. He's like, put them on the phone, then I'll tell them I was there. since Ant is there. Ant, if you there, do you remember the day I hit 48 points? Ant, listen, I told my kids, I said, listen, you know who I hit up one time too? Ollie's brother. Ed Gittins. Ed Gittins has said, yo, Pat, see, my dude is I hit 48 points in the game. I think it was playing the Greeks or whatever. I don't care how good or bad they were. I hit 48 in that joint, yo. I told you. Everybody,
as long as you got people around to confirm it, because we didn't have video back then.
There's no video, no phones.
As long as we got the brothers around to confirm it. God bless them until we all.
Let's pause for a second. Chuck D. Brooks, man.
Real quick. Ant is right. He got kicked out of that game. Ant got kicked out of that game.
Right. So because you were second string to him.
Ant was always bringing up the rock. I was always on the wing. And used to just bring everybody to him and just like dish it to me. Boom. All night, man. It was 48 points that night, man. I mean, I
was fighting in that game.
I want to pause for a second. Charles, I sent you a link if you're able to make it on.
If he could get on, that'd be cool.
I just sent you come on, preacher. I just sent you a link if you're able to get on. I sent it to your Facebook.
So let me get back. Let me get back to you real quick, because you made that statement out of vulnerability, man. To be like, listen, I got a grandchild on the way. Everything changes, man, and nothing's the same. Nothing's the same.
Yeah, but you're a two generation now. But you see, you got to think of it. It's not just about your daughter, not just about your boys, right? It's now about you having to nurture another generation.
And that's the thing,
Right.
Pete. I never wanted to become anybody's shepherd. But God, and here's the funny thing. I've been running away from being a shepherd for the longest. So God pushes me into marriage. All right, cool. I can deal with the cupboards of couples and we can shepherd couples through transition. And he's trying to make me do more as far as church is concerned. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good in this area. And then he causes me to have a grandchild. Now you can't.
Grandchild.
Well, now it's
a boy or girl. It's a boy or girl.
It's a boy, Roman Alexander Tillman.
Oh, you had to go with the Alexander joint too.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's gonna be rich. He got a rich name.
Hey, I'm just saying,
listen,
either that he gonna play ball.
I'm gonna tell you what God's doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
What he's doing to you is making the situation personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can listen, even as a pastor, you can do the peripherals.
Mm-hmm.
You can always do the peripherals, but now it's, grandfather's a little bit different, but you're at the spot right now where you now have to give wisdom to the next generation,
bro,
that didn't catch the first. That's why God gonna allow you to live long if you don't come, so that he could look at Pappy.
Yo,
you missed it.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you loud and clear. Because if you'd have said anything else, I'd have been like, the devil is a lie.
So listen, as a grandfather, man, right? What do you want to be called? What do you want to be called?
G-pop. Pappy works. Papa. That works. But I think he's gonna save that for my father. But G-pop, Michelle Cooper. I was talking to Michelle Cooper the other day. Matter of fact, on Sunday,
I forgot she in Carolina.
On Sunday, and she said GQ. Tell them call you GQ.
I like that though.
I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying?
I like
Grandpa,
that.
Yeah, no, I still got a little bit of sexiness left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Listen,
I can't hold Grandpa.
Listen, G-Pa, or whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
When you walk with that boy in his little Jordans, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I mean,
you already know. Rotten.
You gonna listen,
if
man.
I got anything to do with it, he about to be fresh.
listen. I gotta tell you what's so funny about that.
Paul send CD that link, man. He's waiting.
I did. I sent him the link. Hey, CD, I sent you the link at on your Facebook Messenger.
Go ahead.
On your Facebook Messenger. Yo, what's so funny, right? As a father, you gotta be busting behind. You gotta be kicking behind all over the place. You're peering down on every little thing that they're doing. You taking off that belt, you doing what you need to do the same way you were raised, so to speak, right? Because it's not, as we talked before, the way you were raised, you're not really doing that with them. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. The nurture and the experience that you have to bring to the table for your grandchild is totally different than this generation. Totally different from this generation.
Let me tell you what it is, please. Let me tell you what it is. When you're a parent, when you're a father, you rocking like you God. When you're a grandparent, you Holy Spirit.
That part. That part. Yeah. And it's funny because I'm still God, and then now I'm building relationship with her husband. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot in that, and yeah, we'll talk off the.
Sure.
That's why you went that way. There's a lot more. There's a lot more layers on this.
There's a lot more layers to this. It's a lot more layers to this, and I'm trying to navigate through it. And I spent too much time navigating through it, and I was like, enough is enough.
Yeah,
therapist.
Yeah, and don't try to fool the therapist either. Straight.
We laying it all out on the table. One thing I do. Here's the funny thing I've realized. Pete,
this dude got the Yankee hat on you.
God can't heal what you continue to hide.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So I gotta lay it out. I gotta lay it out. Like I tell you, the thoughts and everything associated with it, so you can properly. Because if I hide it from you, you're not gonna know. You're only gonna go. Information applied changes situations. If I don't, it's funny. I be telling them all the time when we go do the conferences and stuff. Y'all ready to jump out this airplane without a parachute? Everybody like, nigga, you done lost your mind. Yeah. Right? And then I tell them, all right, we upping it to 10 million. And they were like, okay, he's stupid. You don't hear? And then I'm like, well, the plane is on the ground. And now everybody want to push their hand up now, right? So what am I saying? You can make a better decision when you have all the information.
That's true.
And so
right.
for her to properly help me get through, I got to give you everything. It's going to
Yeah.
sound like it's a lot,
Yeah.
but you'll have what you need to help me
Yeah.
navigate through. So
Yeah. You talking
man.
good right there, boy. You
Yeah,
talking good
man.
right there.
So
I-
so
man.
mhm. So therapy, man. Therapy. How does a therapist go to a therapist? Same thing with you, Pat. How does a therapist go to a therapist?
Oh, that's when. First of all, you need a therapist if you're a pastor. Period.
Period. Period.
There are things people don't understand this, but there are things that I don't. I gotta say, and I gotta tell you that I love my wife for this. She don't ask me questions about church or church people, so I don't feel like I got a pillow talk it with her. So that's just one. Move that out the way altogether. The bottom line is that if you're a pastor, you need a therapist because the people will kill you mentally.
Wow.
If you if you're
Go
a
ahead.
therapist,
Talking
all
good.
therapists should have a therapist because you got to
Talking
find
good.
some place to use the bathroom, right? You got all of this thing that you got, but you're not digesting it and throwing it somewhere else. So you need to get rid of it, or else you're gonna end up dealing with everybody else's problems and not yours.
So Joe, do you feel like fathers, especially maybe even black fathers, need some level of therapy? Because sometimes I realize that if I'm hanging with a bunch of guys that that I can vibe with, it's like therapy. It
Yeah, but
really is like therapy.
we don't have the problem, Pizzo, is that we don't have that community anymore. We used to have that type of community where it's okay that you don't have a therapist because you can go see Big Mama and sit down with Big Mama, and Big Mama is going to listen. That's the difference between where we are now and when we were coming up. Like my grandmother, we could sit and talk about my grandmother about anything, and she'll just internalize it. You understand what I'm saying? And all we need is someone to listen so that we can go ahead and get rid of it, knowing that your grandmother not going to tell your mother, or your grandmother not going to tell somebody.
Wow.
And that's really where the stick is. We don't have the type of community that we've had in the past, where now we really saying, okay, I'm going to tell you all of this so that I can dump on you. Therapists, we're dumping on them unless they're good enough to turn around and be like, okay, I want to teach you now how to work through that.
That part. That part.
I got you.
Because
I got you,
because the places and spaces you're supposed to go to be able to share, they'll put your business. Church is one of those places. Like it should be just that a building for spiritually sick people, right? We've heard it since we were coming up, but unfortunately, that place is the same place where your stuff get all over the place, and then
yo, check out what Ant just said. We all came through greater together. He's like, I used to get therapy going to the Graham's crib and going to Oliver's Pops. Oliver's Pops.
Oh yeah.
Yo, when I got into my situation in 95, my parents weren't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Elders in the church, whatever, they didn't want to hear that. I had Ollie's Pops to go to.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when we say we had a community to go to. If you have a community, then you can kind of speak through that thing. Hey, Doc, that you can speak through that thing. But we don't have that kind of tight community anymore, and don't even think about bringing it to the church.
Well, look at this.
Go ahead.
We had Yolanda's father.
Yes.
Yolanda we had Brother Neves, and we had Brother Hunt, Zaria, and Naj, and Daryl, them father. He just passed away recently.
Yeah, recently. Right. Huntsville.
Let me tell you about Hunt. I used to like Zaria back in the day. She used to go to Hillcrest. Is that Hillcrest on the hill?
That's right up on Parsons. Yep.
And that's puppy love joint. We ain't talking about no messing around back then. We talking about going to watch Springfield play volleyball and all that kind of foolishness back then. But I met her father. When I met her father, I met a man. Listen to me, I met a man. Let me tell you what I remember about her father. Her father's hands had ink in it.
Because he worked at the print. He worked at a print factory. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was almost like his hands always had ink, like it was a birthmark.
Yep.
And when I see how he put his children through school and put his this and that, and you look at his hands, man, his hands was the perfect example of it told the story. So anytime there are people who leave things on you, like Tamisha's dad. You remember Tamisha Pops?
Tamisha's dad used to have the BMWs. We had the BMWs.
Fly stuff. That's why I always wanted to be like that. But what's his name? The Hunt's father taught me early 16, 15, 16 years old that you got to do something with your hands if you're going to live.
Yep.
He just passed away, man. Like I can
Just
remember
passed
that.
away.
Remember that story, man.
But Neve's dad was good people too.
Oh man,
I mean,
Theophilus
Neve's dad was good people too. And listen, man, I can go down the line with, let's talk about Springfield Church alone. Pilgrim.
That's right.
Dad was good people too.
The
You
Pilgrims.
know what I'm saying?
My parents are going down on Tuesday. They probably gonna go see them.
Man.
You know who was our spiritual mother? Rose.
Who?
Come on, man, Paul. Rosa.
Rosalie
on,
Van Putten.
Van Putten, man. How could you?
Van Putten. I couldn't get out of my mouth. Paul, give me a break.
Yep.
Van Putten, even up to this very day, when we first preached, we preached at Yard Church, at Springfield Church.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember.
15, 16 years old. Listen, young people ain't the way it used to be back in the day, man. When there was a youth day somewhere, you couldn't even get in the church.
You couldn't get in the church, man. Hey, listen what Dorian says. Dorian said, now, you know, Dorian just lost her dad.
That's right.
Dorian just lost her dad. I don't even think it's a month yet. I'm not sure if it's been a month. But she said there is a need for strong father figures to help guide younger guys. It's biblical. It's biblical. Hey, we got a guest coming up here. Hold up, here we go. There we go. Listen.
Night, your daddy spit you out.
Yep, he sure did, man.
Good night.
He sure did. Hey, listen, one day his father was up in GC building. I know Negroes got stories on his father, but we got the new CD right here, right? So listen, one day he said to me, and you know, I want to tell you something, young man. You make it safe for Adventism to continue. I said, oh snap.
Oh snap.
Yeah, I got a better one. I got a better one. Patrick, I got a better one.
Go ahead.
So I just started this church RPC years ago. It was years ago. There's this cat that used to play for the three young ladies that used to sing for him. His name is Melvin Bryant. Mm-hmm. Melvin Bryant used to pat. I'm telling you the greatest pat on the back I've ever received. So he goes to all of Brooks's all of your dad's revivals, right?
Right.
He comes to my church to visit. I catch him with a sermon pack called The Difference Between Us and Them.
They not like us. They not like us.
Melvin comes down. He says, I'm giving my life to the Lord in that Adventism, you know, because he was a Christian, you know. But C.D. Brooks has to baptize me. I said, no problem. CD comes down, Brooks comes down, your pops comes down, and he looks at me and he says to me, yo, listen, I'm almost in tears now, not because it was sad or whatever. I'm in tears like, I still can't believe you said this to me. He says, young man.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I've been trying to get this brother in the pool. I couldn't get him in the pool, and you managed to get him in the pool. You're doing something great here. Right then, I said,
you can't tell me nothing.
I can die now. Nothing. You know what I mean? I can die. Hey, man, good to see you on, man. Good to see you on. Yo, hey, I want to introduce you, Quest. Do you know Charles?
I know his father. We haven't officially met, but I'm looking at my man and I'm like, bro, you are your daddy. Good.
And Charles preaches too, bro.
That's right.
Let me
too, man.
Can I just show you something? I just want to show you, like, hold up.
He's gonna do something. He's gonna do something.
I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Nah. Okay.
This I'm talking about this picture. Let me move this out. This picture right here.
Yeah.
That's him in the bottom corner.
Good night.
Yo, you know what? I want to.
Everybody's sending it up. You look like your dad.
I want to ask you this, CD. Let me ask you that. I don't know what anybody else called you, but I've always called you CD from day one. So I mean, it's what it is. This is gonna be a dumb question, but it's loaded. You miss your dad?
Oh man, yes, tremendously. In fact, the Lord had to deal with me on particularly that, and He had. But some people would ask me things, you know, as I was coming up, you're going to be a pastor or this, that, and the other. And my father asked me one time, I was about 18 or 19. He said, son, do you feel a call? Do you feel a call to the ministry?
Dang, he sound like him too.
I don't remember the
scratching my head. Are we in the multiverse? I don't know.
Let him finish, y'all. Let him finish.
He said,
go ahead.
He said that he told me about this. He said that I thought about it and I turned to him and I said, Dad, I don't feel called. And he said, good, don't volunteer.
Wow.
You got enough of those. And so people, even now, well, they'll say, oh, you've been running. No, I wasn't running. I wasn't called until as late as it was. And the fact that the Lord made it so clear and after humbling me quite a bit, I accepted when he took my father or allowed him to go to sleep while I was in the seminary. I was saying, like, why now? Because we're having conversations we never had. And my undergrad didn't support what I was doing, and my experience didn't necessarily support it. And we were beginning to have these conversations. And I said, Lord, why now, where we can talk and he can grow me? And, I've never ran a campaign before. I've never done these things before. And so the Lord had to deal with me on that. And so I actually dropped out of the seminary for the last 7 or 8 months of his life so that I could be a son and help take care of him. And I didn't know I could get back started, but I made him a promise. And one of the last weeks that he was alive, I went in and I asked him, I said, Dad, is there anything you want to give me, anything you want to tell me? And he told me 2 things, which is the purpose that I live by at this point in time. He said, son, pray to stay faithful and always be humble. Jesus. And those were that is the advice he gave me before he died. And then we were walking down the steps. I was helping him get dressed for the night. And then he stopped and he looked at me. He said, and as if one other thing, like a tube C or B or whatever, he said, and never worry about what I did. And that was it.
Wow.
And so I have one purpose, to remain faithful to the call. And I have one fear, and that fear is to fall short of that.
When you say he said, never worry about what I did, is he speaking to like filling his shoes kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure, or perceived pressure, and even in myself, in the expectation. Here I am being called. I didn't even start the seminary till I was in my 50s. So I'm like, my mind is slow and all that kind of stuff. And he knew the Lord had called me, and because I knew, and he didn't want that pressure to be on. People, you just, even his, I love my father. I can't deny him. You look like him. Don't worry about preaching like him. Don't worry about that. And and so he just said, pray to remain faithful. Always stay humble.
Stay humble.
And then as we walked away, he just said, and don't ever worry about what I did. In other words, don't try to be me. Be you.
Do your own thing. Be your own thing.
I like that. Somebody to preach, Skip.
That's Tim, boy. That's Tim Reed, boy. Tim Reed, Tim live here now.
I heard, man. I heard through the grapevine.
Tim live here now.
Through the grapevine. It's good to have him around. Listen, man. You have a nephew, man. That was one of my deacons, man, for years.
Bradley,
man.
Bradley, that's your nephew.
Yes, my sister's son.
Yeah,
he's oldest son.
He's nasty.
He's got his way. He's got some of his granddaddy in him.
Yeah. If I could choke him out and get him where I want him, not where God want him, where I want him. It's an intelligent guy, man. And when he speaks, man, I remember, man, I had some what do you call them, Pat? What do you call them people that will come into your church when you start? Shepherd's Roz, man. I had some Shepherd's Roz at my church, man, when I first started, man. Man, him and this other cat, man, was at the door. And he said to him, my pastors asked you to kindly leave.
Oh, he's a load.
Jesus Christ. My pastors kindly asked you to leave. I said, oh, snap, man. Good guy, man. Good guy. Good guy.
So you jumped on with fatherhood.
Yeah.
How's that for you?
Man, I made so many mistakes. I thank the Lord for grace.
Yeah, boy.
Mercy.
Come
Mercy.
on, man.
You know,
All
I
right,
made
this
so
is
many
Mercy.
let me
I
let me
gotta
put my
own-
mouthpiece in right now.
Mercy.
I gotta own what I own. So part
Of
of
course.
that ownership is owning what grows on your tree. And so what, sometimes I in my quickness to sometimes become judgmental and or even disappointed, which I haven't had that kind of that kind of nature with my child, but whatever. I gotta look and I gotta say, some of that is me and you. And then I pray to the Lord. I said, please, Lord, don't hold her accountable for my stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
And so fatherhood is one of the most important things to me simply because I had an amazing father. And so, we've had her growing up and becoming an adult. We've had those difficult conversations. And sometimes, before I speak, I got to think from whence I've come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we have a great relationship now. She's an adult. She's, in her 30s, just beginning them. And I'm proud of her. And
Yeah.
I can say this, I've never had a day where I was sorry about it.
Okay. All right.
Man.
I'll live with the mistakes, but we have a great relationship. We've maintained it. And,
CD and guys, I tell you this, man, one of my biggest regrets, even though I enjoyed, that's a Caribbean person, right?
Shireen.
Yeah. Right.
It don't matter.
They say good night
to come on.
Meaning hello.
Yeah, meaning hello. One of the biggest things that I have regret is the way I'm going to say it in a broad way, the way I treated my children over ministry. I put ministry ahead. Looking back, I know I did. Then I put the ministry ahead of them. It is the hardest. It's hard to live with that sometimes. I mean, I don't care what any. Go ahead. What are you saying, Z?
You gotta have a family that, because my father was going so many times places where they didn't have phones, let alone the devices we have. He calling from the island of Palau using ham radios and going a lot, missed a lot of birthdays and stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But my mother there was never a feeling that there was no father in the home, even while he's gone.
But that's I think part of the dynamic as well, right? Is I believe in that time when you took on a man, let's just use your father as an example. If a woman took on your father as a husband, she already knew what came with the territory and she played her role or her position, right? I don't want to say position because people could look at that as a negative, but she played her role in making sure that the two of them together produced. Look at what they produced.
I heard those kind of high praises.
Yeah.
But I can say from experience now that my wife is as much a part of my ministry as I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It has to be.
And so, I can even appreciate now my mother even more, who I've always loved, than I did before because of the role. And when you can, get up in the middle of the night and you try to be quiet because the Lord's got something on your mind. And maybe you roll out of bed praying, and your eyes are closed because it's dark anyway. And then you open your eyes, sometime later, and your wife is praying with you. Never even said anything. That's not an accident. So
yeah,
the story of my father and mother's courtship and coming together. I can't say she knew what she was getting into because she knew he was a theology major, but he started out as a pastor. Right. He became an evangelist later. And so when I was born, where it was his last year
as a pastor,
and he came and went to the Union, and then he started traveling when I was 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But your sister was much older, of course.
Yeah, she was, years older, and she,
right.
So she had more time, birthday parties, things like that.
Sure.
But I never felt
like you missed out or anything.
No, I didn't. I don't know how.
But you have a big family too now.
Yeah, I had family. Yeah.
Listen. What's your mother's maiden? What your mother's maiden name? Say it again.
Wagner.
So she was a Wagner.
You heard that, Patrick?
Wagner and Porter.
Yeah,
Wagner. That's right, man. Come on.
yeah, the families are
grandfather
tight.
was a Wagner, my grandmother was a Fordham. So we had
Oh
a lot. And the
wow.
Brooks
Ooh.
family, he was number 10 out of 11.
I just
So
want to say sorry, bro.
Wait. Hold on a second.
That's the same
Your
line as
dad
Bucky.
would say that again?
Yes.
Yeah, same line
Bucky's
as Pucky
line?
and them. Yeah,
Yes.
Pucky's family.
Bucky's grandfather and my grandmother were brother and sister.
That's right.
That's why. Listen, when I first went to I went to DuPont Park in 2001. Somebody said to me, "Whatever you do, don't talk about nobody in here."
That's to have in the church anyway.
There's a whole because they all related. If you can't talk about anybody from Ohio, wait a minute. So are you kin to the Wrights too?
Well, Henry Fordham married Sherry Wright.
Sherry Wright.
Oh, that's how the Wrights are.
So Joe
That's
Fordham,
crazy.
John Fordham's my cousins. Joe.
That's right. That's
So
right.
Pat, but you got to understand, Pat, that same kind of how do we call it again? How does Gary call it, Pat? That same kind of pedigree. I'm gonna use those words. It's still going on with even now, because you have like Buddy married Mounter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You got Nixon, who married who's the president of
Yeah.
Nixon.
From
John Nixon married.
from
Oh
Central-
my gosh.
Things are different. If you're not, and I'm just being honest, if you're not 30, if you're not 45 at least, you there's a good chance you don't know who Brooks is anyway.
Nope.
Wait a
It's
minute.
gone.
Hold on. Say that. Hold on. Wait. Say that again, because I think you're wrong. Say that one more time.
If you're not at least 45, or have a mother and parents who've been in, but
Okay.
if you're not at least 45, you don't know who Brooks is.
I got you.
Okay, y'all pause. Excuse me.
Yeah, kind of, Paul. I agree with you, Paul. I'm not gonna go with him on
I
that
appreciate it, Pat. I don't care if he's a guest or not.
Even younger kids know the deal of how you bring.
I had to bring. Listen, Pat. I had to bring in the voice of God. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring him in. Listen, man. When we sit here and we're talking about fathers, man, and we're talking about how fathers have impact, if he has impacted so many people's lives, can you imagine how he has impacted, your life?
Yeah.
And I know the other day we was talking, Quest, about how you lived in an all-women home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it definitely, I understand. Like your father left when you were how old?
They got divorced when I was like in the second grade. We was in school. We was in school together when
It
they
was
got
a handsome place that time, man.
That's right. All right.
Yeah, I was in second grade.
What would be your negative impact?
The negative impact is that there's not a father, there's not a male figure, a solid male figure in the home to tell you how to navigate through certain things. If you ask me, a lot of the reasons why I respond to situations as emotionally in the beginning as I did was because that's all I was around. Anything go wrong, it's just going to be an emotional response off the end. Not to say that there weren't conversations and stuff, but sometimes even with me, sometimes you just need a male perspective to help you. Like, son, as a male, that's not how you want to properly navigate through that situation. So I would always get the bite on the back end of what happens when you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you too emotional, or oh, you're always loud, or you fly off the handle real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn throughout life how to, and then I started getting around men like Neves, Hunt, Quayle.
Quayle, yes.
Oh man,
yes.
it was a Alfred. It was a whole bunch of them dudes, man, like men. It was like, hey, pull me. They shake my hand. And Cosbert nearly one day took my shoulder out of the socket and shaking my hand. But those were the dudes that I would be, like grown men who I would be around, and sometimes they would take me to the side and have conversations and pour into me, and that's how I learned.
Listen, there was this guy named Burkell, right, from my church, Bethel in Brooklyn, and I remember I must have been like 14, crying over a girl. Bro. 14, dog.
Oh, we all did it, bro.
Like life was gonna end,
especially if she was bad.
I'm not sure I remember that, but
it gotta be bad.
All I know is I was crying, like real tears. Yeah. He walks me down to Fulton and Grand, Fulton Street and Grand. He walks with me down here, and he stops with me, and he looks at the number 25.
I know where you're going.
The 25 passes. Sits there. We talking for a little bit. The next 25 comes. He say, you see the next one? Like, yeah. He's like, you don't get it yet? He's like, after one bus leaves, there's gonna be another bus to come around. There's gonna be another bus to come around. Another bus coming. I didn't need my dad to tell me that. I needed somebody, a church male, a male figure to say it's gonna be all right. Now he didn't put down the woman. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't put down the girl. He ain't say, oh, she whack, she's this, that, and the other. He says, listen, if you wait, you're gonna see another one come around the corner, and so just get over it. You know, one of the things, and I know, Brooks, we back and forth together on our social medias. One of the things that I was really happy about is when I saw my daughter change the flush her radiator system.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, man. I saw that.
Impressive.
I saw that.
Brother, she
very impressive.
She could have asked me for the world at that time.
Oh yeah,
I'd have given it to her. I'm trying to get my sons to do that type of stuff, right? My sons would be like, "Oh no, we're gonna take it to the shop. Forget it. Let's get it done." She pulls in and she's like, "Dad, don't help me. Just show me where the, this is, that is." I show it to her, and so I'm with her watching her. She's like, "Don't watch me. I'll do it." Man, one of the things that made me feel good about that is that she always watched me do things in the house. CD, you already know this. We've been talking about this from day one. I did all my floors.
And I saw all that.
I did all my floors.
It's on YouTube.
I did my kitchen.
You gotta have the will.
I did my whole kitchen.
You gotta have the will to do that joint, man.
I saw scaffolding in somebody's house. That was your house.
Yeah, that's mine. It
was his house, man. And it was his wife going up on that joint to paint.
She sure was. She sure was. I mean, when I decided to leave youth ministries, and when I say leave youth ministry, I'm talking about the position. My daughter, when I came home and I saw her next, gave me the biggest hug ever. And she whispered in my ear when I hugged her, "I got my dad back." That hurts, though. You know what I mean? Even though it sounds violinish, it hurts. Because then now you're saying to yourself, my children, my daughter, because my daughter, she digs in, right? She's like, everybody, you were there for everybody's children. You were at everybody's stuff. Yeah. And that's what got me, man. That's what got me. It ripped me to shreds, man, when she said it.
Yeah. You got to admit some things to yourself. And you got to own some of this stuff. Whatever the intent was, you have to admit.
I wasn't mad at her. I real quick piece. I wasn't mad at her. I think it kind of shifted me into this depression piece. You know what I mean? Because if I stayed on the job, I would have never known, because she would have felt like she would have disrespected me by telling me. You understand what I'm saying? Or she wouldn't come up to me and say, "Dad, you're doing this, that, and the other." One of the biggest regrets that I have, guys, and I wish I could share this for someone to understand this. She worked with me one summer, and I had told the group, I was a stickler for time. I said to them, if you miss this time, you're going home. And she missed it. And I sent her home.
Ooh.
And let me tell you something. Sometimes I feel like up to this very day, they should never forgive me for that. You understand what I'm saying? It's something that it haunts me from day to day. It haunts me that I sent her home because she missed it by 8 minutes.
Oh.
To prove what point? Look at, man, y'all not even giving me mercy. Y'all just
no.
Hey, you gotta
like, nah.
Hold on. You heard what you just said. You heard what he said. You gotta own it.
Gotta own it.
And I'm thinking everybody knows this, so it's no secret. When the presidency came up and my name had come up, I didn't go to Natalie first. I went to her, my daughter. I said, "These are the possibilities, babe." She sat down with me and she says, "Dad, it looks like you really want this." She just said, "Go ahead, but don't forget me." And that told me that she forgave me. You know what I mean? Or she ain't forget. You know what I'm saying? But it at least told me at that point that I forgive you. I forgive you for the time that was not spent there. But I'm giving you the opportunity to say, go ahead. I didn't even talk to Natalie first. I talked to her first because I knew that she needed me at the most crucial time of her life that I wasn't there. Now, Paul was there for me. You see what I'm saying? But Paul's not dad. You understand what I'm saying? Paul was there. Even my father came down and became a part of us here in Maryland area but it's nothing like your father. Nothing.
No, can't be. Hey, listen, I just want CD to know. I'm gonna put this up real quick that somebody did not agree with him also. So I just want to put that right here. As a 17-year-old, that under 45 don't know Brooks line is a lie. Oh snap!
I need to know who your family. I need to know who your family is. Then Nico is 11 years old, talking about who don't know Tribe. Like, okay.
Come on. Hey, but somebody hit you with this. Dre Sylvester got you. That explains a lot, Quest. No wonder Grandma was good with you. Going places unless you were in his car.
See what I'm saying?
That's right.
I'm saying it was a certain dude. So Andre was one of them dudes. Like she would trip of me going to certain places, but there was a couple of dudes who she was like, "Yep, Andre going, Warren going." Okay, Warren Thomas.
Yeah, Warren Thomas.
You rocking with them? You good as gold. Rock on. Yep.
Hey, Mike Dorch, how you doing, man?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, just don't kill that mic. All right, don't kill that mic.
Jersey Mike.
I just want to know. I just want to know why all of us were in the Yankees joint.
Because I wanted to. Can I just? Yeah, it's official. This is about to be pennant 28. You know what I'm saying? And if the Mets can act right, we could have another Subway Series just to put the icing on the cake.
They ain't acting right. They acting right. Yo, listen, Natalie calling me. So let me just switch this up real quick. Let me go back. Brooks, let me ask you a question. What made you move out to the country like that? She made you, just be honest with her. She made you move out there?
Oh, no, Rob. My wife is a city girl.
You're right. She is.
Plain and simple. Downtown, we live 2 or 3 miles from the Capitol,
That's right.
Yeah. So, no, in fact, we grew into this. I'll be honest with you. My father was a country boy, and hearing the stories that he had, helped shape my life and my understanding of life. And I always wanted to taste it as I became an adult. And so I think the Lord was calling me to get out the city for myself. I didn't have this plan. I never thought. In fact, when I got picked up by Allegheny West, the president that was at the time was going to send me to Columbus. But after
ain't that your family spot?
No, most of my family's North Carolina.
Right.
Oh, I thought it was. I
have some family up there, but it's not my family spot. I have an aunt that lived in Ohio and whatnot, sisters, aunts. But nonetheless, when they sent me, they said we decided to send you to Roanoke. Many of them thought I would be disappointed. I had even a member of the executive committee call me to give explanation, but I wasn't. I go wherever the Lord sent. But when I drove here, first time I said, "This is the place."
So you're in Roanoke, Virginia?
Yeah, but that's my church. I live in Callaway, and
my man have to pray twice to get the prayers going.
In Virginia, that's about 2 hours away from here. So I got a couple of churches, but my largest one is in Roanoke. Yeah,
Paul, I say you got to pray twice to get the prayer.
No, Pat.
He lives behind God's back.
Pat. My man pray like this.
Yeah. Yo, when he be saying, hey, check his page, man. Anytime he send a page, he got a sunrise. Sunrise.
Okay.
Those are the only pictures we take off the ship when we be on a cruise.
Right. Because there's too many buildings in the way. Yo, listen. Hey, Dorch, I'm gonna shout out to you because watching your kids grow up, man. I know it's tough bringing up a son. I don't really know you, because your daughter went the way that you have carved her to go. Your son, she carved that, right? It's true. She carved the nice way. I gotta chill. Look. Oh.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's
Uh,
go.
yeah.
Let's go.
Y'all the ones.
But listen,
Yeah.
I got being a
Zeno.
dad to a son that got his own mind, bro. I mean,
Hold on one second. CD, you have one daughter.
Yeah, and I never stopped praying for her. You never stop praying for your kids. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead,
so
man.
so Dorch, how you stay sane, bro? Because I know Pat crazy because of his. So
I bought
you
a
stay
gun.
sane?
I bought a gun. This is true. The true story. I bought a gun because of my daughter.
Oh, I keep heat on my hip.
Oh, please.
Okay. All right.
I haven't gone
I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear Dorch show us how he stays sane with his son. That's all I'm asking.
it's like Brooks is saying, you just keep praying because he's
Mm.
his mother's child. I'm just gonna say that. And
Don't get thrown out. Go ahead, man.
I'm trying not to. The door's closed. But it's hard because and it's not totally all her, obviously. I was pretty much on my own when I was coming up because I went to my father and my mother got basically divorced when I went to Garden State Academy. And that's where I got my I was a different dude then. Ask Owen. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Ask Owen.
Okay.
But I was a person who needed a father because my father was in the house, but he wasn't in the home.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Jeez.
It was GSA was perfect for me as a boarding school because I could get away. I didn't have to deal with a lot of the things that my siblings dealt with when I was away. And home leave was a good thing, because it would give me a chance to go back, and I only lived maybe 45 minutes from GSA at
That's
that time.
crazy.
Okay.
And
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Those who
my
have
mother,
Hold on one second. Go ahead, C.
those who have son and daughter, do you raise your sons differently than you raise your daughters as a father?
I do.
Yes.
oh, for
I'm
sure.
not even gonna lie. I do.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
What you say? What you think, Quest? What you think, Quest?
What
I do. And
what's-
she's got a 10-year jump on the both of them.
You talking about age, or what are you talking about?
No, I just he's just, do you parent them differently?
Yes.
And even if they were the same age, I would be parenting them differently. My sons are cantankerous at 11 and 8. Already, these jokers, they're just like me. When they might not have been as bad as me, but they are very.
You know what? Let's say they're all different because mine was different. I treated them all the same. Even my autistic son. A psychologist said to us that if we had treated him special, see, we didn't know. If we had treated him special at the time, he would have regressed. But we didn't know, so we were ignorant that he had what he had. So
Pat, you're saying the same. You okay? Me and Dorch have boy and girl.
Yeah.
All right. I have to admit it. I don't know about you, Dorch. I think I grew them differently.
No. I grew him differently. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I grew him differently.
Dorch, you grew yours differently. Would you say, or the same?
No, different.
We have a tendency to be more nurturing towards our daughters, and kind of there's a certain level of coddling that we do with the girls, and then with the guys, we bang them up against the wall a couple times and like, yo, get it straight for I crack your neck.
Listen,
Yeah, here's the basic one.
Go ahead.
Like my father, I knew as my sister's a few years older than me. I knew when she was old enough to start going out, she had a curfew. My father never gave me a curfew. I just had good sense because I knew him.
Oh.
He never said to me, "You be in by 11:30 or 12 or 1."
He said,
I did have a little leniency because he also knew if I was dating somebody, I had to get her home and then I had to come home.
Okay.
But in general, no excuses. There was a time my sister had a curfew, period. I never in my life had a curfew. Now, I never was crazy either.
Right.
But so in my mind, that was a difference my father decided with raising his daughter and raising his son, though we both knew our father.
Right.
In that case, do you have any similarities between how you raised the son and daughter?
The same thing. It's the same thing.
So
I kind of spoiled them.
Like
to say-
my sons are not at the point now because they're 11 and 8.
Okay.
They're not at that age yet where they do that, but I can almost guarantee you. And let me see. I am 51 now. Nico is 11. By the time he gets to 21, which is another 10 years, I'm 61. So my tolerance is like gone down a little
It's
bit.
shot, man.
You know
Your
what I'm
tolerance
saying?
is
Like,
shot.
you know what I'm
already.
saying? Well, I'm a little bit more lenient.
You know how old Jordan is, dog?
Mhm.
Jordan turning 30.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Jordan turning 30. The next one down by 2. He's 28. Jasmine 26.
So what is that difference?
I have to be honest with you. I in some cases I treat him different. In some cases, Jasmine is my baby. I mean, when I say she's my the worst of all, she's the last one. She's the baby girl. So there's a lot of times when Natalie has to say to me, she's gonna come to you and ask you for a car. The answer is no. You know what I mean? Like one of those type of things. And by the way, I'm serious when I said that, right? Because she went down to Florida. She was at Advent Health. And she called me. She was like, Dad, I can't get to cyber school.
Oh, game. And we
Oh,
fall
That's
for it.
game.
And you know she
You
running
pulled
game and you're
that
gonna
card.
fall for it anyway.
Fast strike right down by the knees.
Game.
Never, and my dude, never been to cyber school. Okay, never. I remember I went and I bought the car, drove straight down to Orlando, gave her the car, turned around, got on a flight, and came back. Never. I mean, it's just what it is. But I remember she was at TA. Nah, this other it was at TA, but some other guys. I don't think they went to TA. Was trying to whatever.
Yep.
And
Other
I
truth and
remember
shame.
I had my joint. I had my joint in my lap in my car, and I was like, "Yo, come here." It's
Yes,
like,
sir.
"Oh, hey, what's up? And he looked down and he saw it. I was like, "Let me tell you, from now on,
Yep.
you're gonna protect her."
Don't get it twisted.
Yep, that will only come for you because I would do prison ministries. You're gonna be sending me underwear in jail. I mean, that was. But I think here's the thing, and I'll tell you this: if she was loose and was going on with that, that'd be one thing. Come on, let's be honest, guys. I can say afterwards,
Yep.
but with guys trying to take advantage of her, that's when I was like, nah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
So,
happen.
let me just say this. I like your question that you asked before. I want to pose that also on I want to pose that on Mike for a second because I know Mike and I were like family, and not just like family, we family.
Let me take it off my lap.
Whether it means is that your joy for real?
Nah, man. Can I just before you ask him a question? And guys, marinate on this. This is probably for another show. When I was at my lowest, Natalie found it and hid it. And up to this day, I've never found it.
That's good.
That's another show. That's another show.
She should have hit something else. She would have had 3 kids. All right, yo, listen, right? So listen, I know Mike, you like family, man. I know you made some statements earlier. What's the difference between the both? Just by the question that CD asked. Mike?
Yeah, you cut out on me.
No, I said what's the difference between both what CD asked?
So Madi has always been, that's my daughter, always been a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
So in raising her, it's not so much a thing of not that you don't give advice, not that you don't, try and lead the way, so to speak, but she already knows kind of where she's going. and she'll ask questions along the way. Whereas Anthony is the opposite of that. He is just running whatever direction he finds something that's attracting him. And it's like
what?
An example,
you know what, Paul? I remember now. His son worked with me.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Now I remember.
I was. He's a good kid.
It's hilarious.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
That's the honest God's truth. He is a good kid, but he just is one that you kind of have to always keep your eye on, saying, "Okay, Anthony, let's turn back this way though, because going that way, we're gonna find some trouble."
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So it's just the two of them are night and day, and it's not just because they're male and female. I don't think. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it, but he is just so all over the place, whereas Maudie's more focused and knows what she wants to do, and so on and so forth. It doesn't take a lot to motivate her. I mean, when she was at RPC playing basketball with all the guys,
yes,
she played better defense than a lot of the guys did. But it's because she, when she gets into something, she's into it. Whereas Anthony, you could say he could be into soccer today and into football tomorrow. And you're trying to follow his likes, so to speak. Is trying to follow what he wants to do, and he could be in that for 5 minutes, and then I'm done with that. And it's like
it's something else.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So they love each other to death, though. I mean,
yeah, they freaking frack.
Yeah, you cannot split them with nothing. But the two of them are very, very different in how you have to raise them, and or how we have raised them. Anthony's more hands-on. Maudie's, just keep an eye on her, just ask her how things are going. Yeah, I'm okay, good, and she'll do what she's got to do.
Yo, listen, I just see something that Marvin just said. He said, I allow the lady to raise my daughter, and not my lane. I have to punch him in the chest a few times, but he's taller than me now, and I'm 6'1". He's 6'1", and his boy's taller than him, and he shook, and I don't play. Oh, I got you. Let me tell you something. I remember, man, I put my son up on the wall like this. Yo, what are you doing? And he looked down at me, man, and started laughing. I didn't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, no.
My son is like 6'1".
Nervous.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Paul, he's 6'1".
He's 6'1".
Yo, you got to take that DNA test, dog.
I think it's your child, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta see what the heck is going on.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, because, like, for real, if I touch them, their mother get, you know what I'm saying? She don't. But it's many a times I gotta let her know, like, listen, we can either touch him now or let the world touch him outside later on. You choose.
Yeah.
You choose. Yeah. All right. And so many a time she'll see me start shifting furniture, and then he knows I'm not. No. Right. Brooklyn. Although we gone, the residue is there. Okay, it ain't going nowhere. At least I don't think anytime soon. I gotta put the fear of God in him sometimes, and sometimes he go. My son is crazy. At 11, he's the type of child to ask for forgiveness before he asks for permission. So he, in his mind, at 11, he'll like contemplate whether I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this. If it's worth getting in trouble for this, yeah, it's worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and I'll just deal with what I deal with. And I keep telling him, you don't know what I'm gonna hand you.
That's a strong mind.
Yeah, it is.
It is a strong
11
mind.
years old. That's a strong will, brother.
But here's the thing, Patrick. That's why parenting, especially with
this
him,
dude
is
called
challenging.
me by my full government name just now.
Yo, it's the thing.
Call me Patrick.
My bad. It's the thing that's challenging me in this season to parent, because I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah,
because it will serve him well when he's older, and I have the power to crush it now, and I can't afford to do that.
That's why you need to go to the therapist. And,
Yeah, that's why.
That's why the
That's
conversation we just had earlier
about
you need to be able to do that, because
Absolutely.
the truth is that our worlds are different, though principles remain the same. Our worlds are mad different than the way that it was. You talking about CD, your child is over 30. Mine is 30. Is it over 30? Or
She's 31.
okay, 31. Mine 30. Why didn't
Wait.
they get together? She fine.
Wait, hold on, Pat. Get a Jimmy, your child,
this child's like 50.
50 must be.
My oldest daughter be 40 next month.
You gotta say his name like he's a movie star. Jimmy Gibson.
Yo, Jimmy.
How do you have a daughter
Jimmy,
40,
Jimmy,
brother?
you had a 17, 16, 17?
I was 17. I was a senior in high school.
Ooh.
I was a managed boy.
He was done slinging.
He was already a gunslinger.
There's my man right there.
Yeah.
He was already a gunslinger.
So her mama was 2 years older than me when we met. She was a senior in high school. I was in sophomore. I was spitting game in the choir, baby.
You was in the football. You was a football player. That's why.
Well, no, I played football, but I sang in the choir. I was in the band. So I did
back then they didn't have safeties on their firearms.
Using that nose guard position.
There was no such thing as blanks.
There's no blanks.
Hey, whatever happened, y'all better go get blanks now. I'm shooting blanks on the rifle range of love.
Hey, bro. I'm trying to tell my wife.
So my oldest daughter's 39.
Damon, turn your. See if you can turn it.
So my youngest daughter's 30.
There we go.
Here we go.
The youngest daughter's 33. So my wife's oldest daughter is 42, and her youngest son is 30. Her middle son was killed in a motorcycle accident. He would have been 39 this year.
Man.
Wow. So it's four living. Am I right?
For living.
Man, black don't crack for real.
No. Beige don't age, baby. Beige don't age.
Jimmy, as CD said, Jimmy Gibson, you're looking good. Jimmy Gibson, you're looking good.
The story behind the Jimmy Gibson, that's what they called me at Ant when we were taking our classes together.
That's right. Y'all did a seminary together.
Yeah.
The two that should have never done it.
Yo, that's amazing. Hey, listen, I know we only got like 20 minutes left.
What?
Because I'm sorry, man. Me and Quest don't stay on that long, okay, guys? I know. But hey, listen, I'm gonna share this.
I don't know how you got CD out of hibernation.
Yeah, because I got to go. The missus is calling me.
We usually finish our
shame.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hold on, Paul. Now, if she wasn't fine, I'd be like, dude, you just sit right where you are. Hey,
that's right.
Quest, you ever seen her?
Have mercy.
Quest, you ever seen her? Oh, okay.
Listen to me. All due respect.
I don't know how y'all.
All due respect.
For you heard what he said? I don't know how y'all let it slide. I don't know how
Listen, I can remember in school. I must have said something to her. In school, like, hey, maybe we can go out or something like that. Man, I could remember we was walking from the library to Blake Center, and she cut her eye off of me like this. Never again. You hear me? Never again.
My wife can cook and point brick. She can do it all.
Praise God. Praise God. Our ministry is strong.
So listen, I know as we land the plane, one of the things I really do, I saw Damon come on, and I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? One of the reasons why
I'm late to the party, fellas.
No. But we gonna close it off nice.
Good.
One of the reasons why I started this, and I tell Pat this, and I always tell Quest this, is that I believe in perpetual therapy, man.
Come on,
especially to be a man, to be a spiritual leader. Forget about pastoring, right? To be a spiritual leader, because sometimes we talk about how do we respond to women, how do we respond to outside influences and things of that nature. We fail, we come back, we try again, and the whole nine. But I gotta say something, man, and I don't really believe that it's social media. Damon, man, I have to say to you that as a father, forget about as a wife. I mean, as a husband and wife, you and your wife, it looked like y'all doing it right. What would you believe is the greatest challenge you have as a father? Because I can't say nothing about your wife. I watch you and your wife. You be getting me in trouble. You be posting that you and your wife are in Mexico. Y'all tried this game. Y'all tried this food. My wife look at me. My wife will look at me like this. Did you see? Did you see Damon's post?
Hey, and you know we've been trying to hook up, so
It's
you
true.
know.
It's true. It's true. It's true though. It's true. What's your biggest challenge as a parent? And yeah. And I'm gonna go
Well,
right
my
down the line. I'm gonna go
challenge
right down the
there, and
line with everyone.
I heard the ages of the kids that we all have now. My kids now, my oldest is 24,
Mhm.
twins are 21, right? And you want to kind of still keep them in that box, that you had when they were in elementary and
Mhm.
high school. And so now I told somebody just the other day, I said, man, I'm kind of like in advisory mode now, right?
Ooh.
Where I'm gonna give you the best advice that I can, but it's up to you, bro or sis. Like, I'm giving you the recipe because I see if you're making decisions or talking about different things, those are things your mother and myself we've gone through. So the advice is turn right instead of left,
Wow.
right? Don't go there because of what happens, right? Um, and that's the hardest part because you want to. I don't want to be in. I don't want to be in a situation where I think I'm controlling them. I want
Mm.
them to have freedom,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I would say this because of the methods, and it's only by the grace of God. I don't harbor them and checks and balances, but because of that, I have open communication with all three of my kids,
Sure.
right?
Okay. Okay.
Like they'll call me, yo, I'm doing this, man, this happened. Oh man, such as whether it's a girlfriend situation or any type of thing. There's open communication to the point where I told Tanya the other day, I was like, yo, I've never talked to my parents as open as my kids are talking to
To me,
me.
yeah.
So the challenge is, like I said, to answer the question, the challenge is letting the reins go, keep it in prayer,
Mhm.
um,
Everybody say
love
prayer.
on them,
Isn't that something?
love on them. If they make that mistake, hug them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My son had a terrible car accident in July, and I'm like, bro, like, dude, come on, man, like,
Come on.
this didn't have to happen,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
And but what I appreciate was he didn't even call 911. He called me, hey, Dad, man, this is what happened.
A man called you first.
It's 4th of July. I'm chilling. I got my peoples here.
Here go
I'm
Chris.
grubbing, and I knew he was on his way home. And he was just a mile away down the street, a mile from the house. But he called me and like, yo, this is what happened. And I said, you got to be joking. You're joking. Just come on home. We got a plate for you. Come home. He's like, Dad, I'm not joking. So I rush out. I see what happened, and it was a bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And immediately I have a tendency to like, oh my God, this is my car insurance is gonna go
Yeah.
up.
Right. Right.
All the stuff, right? Car insurance, all this stuff. Like, how am I gonna do this? and I just hugged him, and I was like, I'm just
Yep.
glad you're alive.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I'm
right.
glad you called me and you trusted that I would respond accordingly.
That's it.
So
Yep.
that's where I'm at now with because of the age of my kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Advisory.
and it's tough. It's tough.
Advisory.
You see them out there, you know, homecoming and you know all kind of stuff. You're like, man. I just
Yeah,
hope
listen,
they,
I saw all pictures with your son and my daughter, just like
Yeah, you could call it
like
whatever
we
you
had,
want to call
we
it.
had Howard, and I looked at the time and I said, "Nigga, ain't it still Sabbath?" You know what I'm saying?
Right. Facts.
Y'all talk whatever you want to
Hey.
talk. I be hoping my son don't tag me in some of his stuff.
Hey, and then you know, like I said, I see the stories on IG, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, baby, I love you. You
Mhm.
know, if you don't have to put the middle finger up all the time, you
Yeah,
know,
right.
you know,
Right.
but
Right.
you know, hey, you know, and I realize God is a loving God.
Yes.
And because we do stupid stuff, these kids
We talking about our kids, not our
through
stuff.
it, man.
Yeah,
say what?
CD, you were just talking about that. We do dumb things.
We do dumb
Hey,
stuff.
yeah, listen, can we talk about our kids' stuff, not our stuff? I don't want
So, but us as fathers, we do some of the dumbest stuff, right?
Man.
But God covers us.
Yeah.
he does.
Right?
Yeah, he does.
Imagine if God exposed some of the crazy stuff that we've done.
Yeah. Don't.
Right.
Why do you have to use the word expose? Can't you?
Right. I mean, but that's what that
Shed
great
light
mercy
upon.
come in, right?
Yeah. Listen, some of us are still in therapy, and you want to use the word exposed.
So
Come on.
Shed light upon.
So why would we blow up our kids' situation?
Treat them like that.
And treat them like that, where God is covering us as
the same way.
fathers.
You're right.
Wow. Hey, listen, I know I want to thank you for that. I'm going to go right around the clock. I know I just asked you that question. I'm going to ask everybody this question as we close off.
You can skip me, man, because I already got what I needed from CD. He said you got to own your. You got to own. You have to own your stuff. No, I didn't mess up my. I got my consonants right. This stuff I was studying for real. Man, your stuff. So I'm out on that. You can go around, but when he said that, you got to own it. I'm like, I got you.
Yeah, but my question is, what is your greatest challenge as a dad?
That I need to own it.
Okay, got it. I got it. CD, what about you, man? Guys, what about you? We just heard from Damon. What about you? What is your greatest challenge you feel as a dad?
I think I don't know if this is the greatest one, but I was feeling what Damien said.
Okay, he got to go. He got to go, boy.
She's calling.
There's a time when you do have to stop parenting.
Wow. Yeah.
See, if you don't get out my business, bro.
Yeah, man.
Get out my business,
So you love the same, you love just as hard, but there's a time when you have to stop parenting. The relationship does change, even though she calls you daddy. It's not the same parenting in the same way.
It's true.
I appreciate that.
Wow, that's good.
I appreciate that. Jimmy, what about you, man? Greatest challenge as a dad?
Being a consistent role model for my daughters. To be the girl dad, to be a girl dad, but to be firm, but yet loving. So that I want them to see the man that they would want to have. And
yeah, that's true, Jimmy.
To be consistent, and so just to be consistent, that I'm, and I think what CD said, stop parenting.
Yeah,
you know, my daughters are middle aged now. Our children are middle aged.
Lord have mercy.
So now it's time. They're an adult, so it's time for me to let, like the eagle, push them out, let them go out the nest, and it'll be all right. They can come back to the nest anytime they want. And it's always open to come back to the nest. But I allow them to make their own mistakes. And as they ask me for them, if it's something I see them going into a fire, of course, stay away from the fire. But if it's something that I need, some things they need to learn to get out of on their own. So I need to learn how to,
I got you.
I try to,
Mike, what about you?
Be a rescuer. I don't want to be a rescuer all the time.
I got you. Mike, last one. What about you?
Advisory.
Greatest challenge is for me to not how can I put this? So let's see. I'm trying to think of how to word this here.
Hey, you worried about your wife? She at the door. That's
No,
what you worried.
She's
Come on,
sleep.
big dog. Come on, big dog. Come on, big Mike.
Go on, say it.
Put that bass on it, Mike.
But so for me, with me and my kids, the greatest challenge is trying to. Man, I can't think how to say this. So for instance, I don't feel I was the greatest dad as they were coming up because I had baggage that I brought with me of how I was, I guess you could say, raised by my parents. So my greatest challenge is not holding on to them so that they're able to, wow,
It's like you don't want to repeat.
You don't
You don't
want
want
right.
to on to them.
Yeah, right.
Even at the age they are, which is 23, he'll be 24 in December, and she's 22.
Wow.
Even at this age, it's still a challenge to not do some of the things that are inbred in me.
So then there's some similarities between me and you, Mike, in the sense that if we're talking about what the greatest challenge is, it's between parenting between my past and their current mistakes.
That's me. That's me. That's me.
Exactly.
That's me.
That's
That's
exactly
it. That's it. All right, everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Listen, I want to thank everybody for coming on, man. I want to thank everybody. Don't you say another word. Don't you?
You trying a little too hard there, Pat. A little too hard, Pat. You're gonna hurt yourself, bro.
Listen, guys, I want to thank y'all for coming on tonight, man.
It's good, man.
Hey, Paul, real quick. Paul,
Yeah.
real quick. Since y'all are empty nesters again, can I do the baby dedication next August?
I'm shooting blanks, baby.
The Lord can do anything, my brother.
Yeah, I'm asking him not. I'm asking him not to do that.
Wow.
I'm asking him not to do that.
He said he took 5 and 2 and fed 5,000. This ain't nothing.
Look at Damien. Damien, you all right over there, buddy? You all right over there?
Listen, I had a vasectomy, so now
I want to talk like this.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Shoot, my wife was out of town till Thursday, so I'm over here relaxing.
Relaxing.
I hear you.
Relax.
Well, listen, guys, I'm gonna say this, and I always say it after every show that I got problems like everybody else. But what I always believe is if you find Christian individuals, I'm not saying just individuals, Christian individuals that you can talk to. We shoot stuff off of. I just want to grow, man. I want to grow. One thing my mom said one time as we was kids growing up, when you get married, if you ever want to do anything for your kids, love your wife.
Word.
If you ever want to do anything for your kids, love your wife. And the reason why I picked this topic today, because our dad, is not doing so well right now. And when we say that he's in hospice right now, it's not a death sentence. You know what I mean? He's just getting the care that he needs through hospice. But it's tough. And what I will say though is that if I was half the man that dude was or is, half the man. And so I'm just dropping this for everyone who's on right now that this is what we started with, this is what we close with, is the very fact that I believe that God is calling you, Quest, you, Pat, you, CD, Dorch, each one of us is on, Damon, Jimmy. He's calling us to be wise. He's calling us to be dependable. He's calling us to be somebody's hero. You heard us as somebody's hero. He's calling us to be proud, loving. He's calling us to be a guide. The stuff that I heard tonight, man, it's inspiring. You all are inspiring. You all are inspiring. Fun. Come on, he's calling us as fathers to be fun, caring, brave, especially giving, because that's all they want. You know what I'm saying? They want money, all that, but giving, not just giving stuff, but giving ourselves. And he's calling us to be patient. And so I want to thank each one of you guys for just taking the time to make me a little stronger today. That's what it's about. I always say that. It's thanks for making me a little bit stronger today. So Dame, later, Dame, we'll see you again.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, peace. CD, thanks for being on, man. Appreciate you big time.
Tell wife we say, wait a minute. Tell wife we say hi. What about the dogs? You still got the dogs?
I got the dogs, bro. You know where I live. I'm in the Make America Great Again land.
That's right. You are. You are. All right. Take it easy, CD.
Yeah,
all right.
Hey, boss. That's my dude, Paul. I chat with him all the time, man. That's my dude, man.
I hear you, Jimmy. I know that I called you.
Spit him out. I don't care.
Spit him out by himself, out of his earlobe. You hear me, bro?
I don't care.
In the case of Charles Brooks Jr., you are the
father.
The father.
But you know what? I like about him the most is that he's always in chill mode. He just never switches gears.
I love it.
He's
That's cool.
Always in,
I love it.
He's always chilling, man. I love that dude.
Cool.
Love it.
Hey, Jimmy, I know I called you at the last minute, but always a pleasure having you on, man.
Good to see you and Quest and Pat. I'm sorry about the Yankees. I am rooting for the Dodgers over the next 7 games.
All right, Pat. Well, we got it. All right, cut on. There we go. There we go. All right.
You should have let him stay so I can pray over him and give him early condolences. First Thessalonians says we shouldn't believe like those who have no hope.
That's right. Here comes the pitch. And it comes in wide.
Hey, man, I got you. Hey, Mike.
Oh,
you didn't know?
No way.
You didn't know that one. Mike Dorsch know that.
Yeah, buddy.
Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide.
Wide.
What's
hey, Mike? Mike is hip hop. Mike is all hip hop.
He's all hip hop.
Yeah. So, Mike, man, pleasure, man. I know I probably challenged you and stressed you, but it's always good to hear your God voice. Always good to hear your God voice, man.
Yeah, man. I didn't know it was deep like that, yo.
Yeah, I hear you. Peace, brother. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Paul,
all right, Pat.
I didn't know his voice was that deep, man.
Good, man. Please don't even get him a real good mic. All here we'd be rumbling, asking for the 10 Commandments.
Man was like,
yo.
Hey, so Pat, good to have you on tonight. This is what we do, unscripted. There's nothing scripted about the conversations.
Yo,
Can
I give my little plug?
Oh yeah, what's
doing
that?
Your thing, man. But I started my podcast called MSAD Conversations, Managing Stress, Anxiety, and Depression.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just telling stories, man. That's it. Telling the story.
Gotcha.
Well,
Pat,
send us the links and stuff so we can support when you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's something that I just believe in, and so I want to go, headstrong with it. I see y'all doing your thing, and it's time for me to do my thing. I'm better than Paul,
and here's the pitch. There we go. Hey, listen, man. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. All right, Pat, later. Yo, listen, man. Thank you for spending some time with me, man, because it's always needed.
Ditto.
Always needed. Just to.
We don't have a lot of these places anymore, P.
It's true.
Not even in the barbershop.
No, not even in the barbershop. Even the barbershop, man.
So yeah, bro.
So listen, man, we'll link up soon. We'll do this again next Monday.
Yep.
We I know it's been rough, man, for us to get together, but people have been stressing when you're getting together. I need the conversations, man. I want to be a stronger dad. I want to be a better husband.
I have to be better in this season, bro. My son just said it to me the other day. He's like, "Daddy, can you please come outside and play football? You don't have to ask me. It sounds like you begging. You don't gotta beg." But it has been. It's been a lot of stuff, and I just gotta make they gonna be there. That stuff gonna be there. Go outside. That ain't always gonna be here. Faith
Nah,
said to me,
nah.
they ain't gonna be this young forever. So
Nah, I got you. Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
bro.
man. We'll talk soon. I'm gonna run
Yeah.
upstairs, and I think I
Big
gotta
up
find
Wendy
my.
for me.
Yeah, definitely. What I was gonna say to you, man. Praying for my dad. Keep praying for my dad.
Oh, done. That's
You know,
already. Yeah, we've already been doing that.
yeah, we praying for my dad, and let's see where God leads us for next week. We'll
Yep.
chat, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.
Peace.